Hi and welcome to this Metal Hellsinger gameplay demo stream. I am Natascha. I am senior PR manager at Funcom. Just forgot my title. And I'm joined by Adam Wrange, who is lead combat designer at The Outsiders on Metal Hellsinger. Adam, hello.
Hello.
Are you ready to slay some demons to the beat?
Exactly.
Yes.
Should we set up? Make sure that we're all in sync with the game.
Let's do that, because that's actually very important, because Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm shooter.
Exactly, and we want to make sure that, or maybe we should talk about the game first. We're just doing everything in a new order right now. But it's Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm shooter that very much runs on the beat to the music. You need to slay to the beat, and every other action is performed with the beat in mind. And here I want to make sure that our perception of the game and how we hear the beat is the same thing as what the machine does. So even if you have like a different audio setup, we want to make sure that that works for you.
So basically just making sure that what you see and what you hear is like really nicely matched up.
Exactly.
So you have two different tests here.
Exactly.
One is audio and one is visual.
Yeah. And it's just like taking a series of taps to the beat and making sure like, okay, so we have 0 ms. But in some cases or for some setups, you might do like more or less, and you can even set this up yourself to make sure like, okay, is this how I want it? And you will even have the opportunity to see like, now I'm even off beat here. But it tells you and it helps you like stay on the beat. That's very nice. I'm gonna finish this here and then I'm gonna jump into the tutorial.
Generally, there's also, in a full game, you will have the difficulty settings too. So you can actually choose between 3 different difficulty settings. The demo, which is, by the way, available right now, only has one setting, which is GOAT.
But there is in the full game there will be an easier setting and also like a harder, more demonic setting as well for you who wants that extra challenge.
What's the difference between the difficulties?
So we're doing a thing where we're like controlling how many enemies are able to attack you at once, but we're also doing a thing on Beast, which is the harder difficulty, where we increase the health and some of the damage from the enemies to really put you on edge and make sure that. Like,
for the ones who really want the challenge.
Exactly.
All right, let's go. As you mentioned, I really like calling it perform to the beat, like because the better you perform to the beat, which is not just the shooting actually, it's also a lot of other things.
Yeah, and the entire game just wants you to move with the beat. We'll even see it here if I just try to do an attack off beat here, like it feels kind of dull, but if I go on beat, I get like effects and it moves more fluidly with the entire.
It feels more rewarding in every way.
And of course, you'll even increase your damage if you're on beat.
And you have the hit streak counting up on the side there, on the left side.
So the entire system, it encourages you and.
Including what you just did, actually, you just dodged backwards. Yeah.
And here we have another action, which is the slaughter, and I can't even do that on beat. But that's what happens. Exactly. And slaughter is also one of those things that is the primary way for you to get health back in the midst of combat. Very,
very, very helpful. Especially for me, if there's like none of those green health crystals around anymore that we'll see.
But you'll find them all scattered throughout level if you don't have time to like make sure to slaughter an enemy. There's always some health crystals close by. Styx crystals, as we call them.
Styx crystals, correct. Yes.
And here we are. The unknown is like retrieving pass. Our companion and narrator for this journey.
It's also telling us a little bit about the background story and the lore and what's actually happening as you play through, because the first time you play through the game, it's actually a story mode. So you kind of you learn what's actually happening.
Exactly. And what you saw over there with these big spikes showing up is that we're actually enclosed here in an anguish gate. So we'll have to focus on the combat, and then we might be able to journey later.
And the tutorial also just told us that as you perfect the beat, your fury goes up, which we see it at 8 times right now.
And here we have a 16x multiplier, which immediately takes us to full fury. It's also where the music goes to its full crescendo, where we have the lyrics coming in.
Goes to 11.
Exactly. Full Spinal Tap.
Nice.
And the Fury multiplier actually controls the different layers that we have on the music. So apart from asking you to perform on the beat, when you perform on the beat and with the music, we go up different layers for each different tire that there is.
And in this specific level, in the tutorial, you have actually Michael Stunner who's performing the song.
Exactly.
Who was written by Two Feathers, specifically for the game, so it's all original soundtrack.
Exactly. All right. Here we are. Now we're vanquished all the demons, and we're finishing off the anguish gate.
And it also tells us that there's a compendium that you can actually go back to and read up on all the things that you learn or unlock while you play the game during the progression.
Exactly. And in the full game, you will be able to take a closer look at the enemies, or after you've cleared a level, you can go ahead and listen to the music in its full intention later.
Yeah, very important.
Exactly.
You can actually listen to the soundtrack as much as you want once you unlocked one of the levels, and the soundtrack that is linked to that specific level.
Exactly. And all of the original soundtrack as well. It's been written for each of the levels that we're playing. So now we're going to head into Stygia, which is the level that the demo presents.
And it features Alyssa,
exactly,
White Gloves from Arch Enemy. One of my favorites, by the way. It's absolutely amazing.
Sick, yeah.
Once you get into the rhythm, and once you get to 16 and the vocals kick in, it's just so rewarding.
We'll see if I can get to 16x pretty quick now, and you'll experience the different layers that there are.
We just found Persephone.
Exactly, one of the shotguns, or the shotgun.
So important to note that in the demo, you have a limited arsenal of weapons that you can unlock, but also in the full game, once you do unlock weapons as you progress, you can actually create your own loadout with those weapons that you've unlocked, and then also say, like, for example, okay, I love the shotgun, I want that on my loadouts on all the levels. But there's very different type of weapons that you can unlock, and depending on what kind of player you are, you might like some faster ones. There's some very, very special weapons later on as well. I don't want to spoil too much, but I really like that as well, that you can actually really cater to your own playstyle.
Exactly, yeah. So the loadout that we haven't seen it now because we're in the demo, but before you venture into one of the levels, you'll get to choose your loadout, and there's even some sigils that you can choose to enhance or augment your playstyle.
Perfect. And now we can actually use one of our ultimates as well, because each weapon has its own ultimate too. And each weapon has kind of its own strength. Like Pass, for example. Pass is really good in setting up your enemies.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll show that in just a moment. First, we'll need to call upon our clone, or
that was the Hounds and the Hound's ultimate.
Devours marionettes.
Yeah, and it really sets them up as well for the finisher, so you can actually heal if you get in trouble. And also the thing is that when you use the ultimate, when you have an ultimate charge for one weapon and you use it, it doesn't reset the ultimate for the others.
No,
like each weapon has their own bar that fills for their ultimate.
And something you saw me use there is the active reload. So as we talked about performing with the beat, we also want you to perform your reloads to the beat. As you saw right there.
Mm-hmm. So again, your dashes, your jump and double jumps, your reload, your finishers and the shooting all really contributes to the Fury.
Exactly.
The Fury bonus. If you do all of those things on beat. You can also choose like if you don't want to dash on beat or...
Yeah.
I like that as a filler,
yeah.
Because if I'm like getting out of beat, I'm like, oh no, I need to get back on beats. I'm just using the dashes every now and then to kind of cheat a little bit. Oh, that's an agile little. I'm not going to say the word I was thinking of right now. An agile little monster.
The stalker is one of the annoying enemies.
Yes, yeah, they're very
like,
annoying.
I'll kid you not. Like once every week during the development, people came to me like, "Hey, Adam,
can you tone
the
it
stalker
down?
is just too much, man."
Well, that's also the thing that as you progress through the game, of course, the enemies are getting more and more difficult, and they are also their mechanics, their attacks are getting more involved as well. You unlock new enemies, you will encounter new enemies. It's actually really fun progression-wise too. So you don't see a lot of the enemies that you encounter later on in the demo. You only get a little taste.
Exactly, yeah. Pick up another thing here.
Yeah, there's like those pickups that also help you either stay in your Fury or also get a little bit higher if you struggle a little bit.
If you feel like you need an extra pick-me-up to get me to that next tier, you just see if you can
hear those voices kick in.
Exactly. Or that, as well, something I haven't talked about is like, of course, the rhythm multiplier affects your score. Like now we're getting 16x the normal score, and you know, like, okay, there's a situation here with a lot of enemies. I wanna get that score.
And it also influences your damage.
Exactly.
So if you're in a lower Fury level, you actually do less damage to the enemies, and if you're higher up, you do more damage.
Yeah.
At least with some weapons, right? It depends a bit on the weapon as well.
Exactly.
Like Pass is a bit of an exception to that.
Yeah. Pass works in his own ways, and he's the only tool you have to use this hold fire that I'm using right now to like crystallize the enemies. And the trade-off there is it doesn't work with like the rhythm multiplier, or at least the damage-wise.
I really like to use Pass if I get in trouble during a boss fight, for example, because it really helps you set up those enemies for the finishers so you can heal up again. If you run out of those stick crystals, the green ones that heal you.
It helps a lot with him dealing like a flat damage to get those. Like if you know like an enemy takes a certain amount of hits to get those things. I also feel like Pass is a great tool to keep the beat up between encounters.
Yes, when you travel. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you see like how I get some extra fury here when using it.
But it's also nice to see that you switch between the weapons all the time. You switch between Persephone, the Hounds, you go back to the sword, you use packs, you really use everything in your arsenal to stay on the beat. And then of course you have those red crystals that explode when you shoot at them, which is super nice and very rewarding if you have like a bunch of marionettes just chilling around that crystal.
There we go.
Ooh, and you just had a combo as well? Maybe I can...
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the combos are something that like it encourages you to perform a number of actions after each other on the beat, and if you do that correctly, you will get like you will get a fury increase, but also like a score increase.
So for example, 3 headshots in a row, or a perfect reload and 2 headshots, things like that, right?
Exactly. So now we saw the Shutter 2 combo, which was like I destroyed two of the destructibles after each other.
And you can also, again, go back to the compendium. That was just Pass's ults that we saw right there. You can also go back to the compendium and actually check out those combos so you know what exactly will give you a higher score and what exactly you can do to help you with the Fury, additionally to all the other things that we mentioned, like the reload and the shooting and the dashing and the jumping and the finishers.
Exactly.
And if you want to shoot some demons with Persephone, you can do that right now because the demo is actually available publicly for you. So go and
I encourage you all to come and beat my high score.
Oh!
But now we're gonna fight.
We'll leave that in, by the way.
Yeah.
We're absolutely gonna do that. So what we're gonna do is we can actually do, you prepare or you do an actual high score. You kind of have to prove that you did it, though, that we didn't fake it. And then we see if anyone can beat it. And then we have to figure out what are we gonna do for the people who can beat you.
Exactly.
What are we gonna do for the people who can actually beat the lead combat designer of Metal Hellsinger? Ah.
Maybe something extra.
Ah. Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. Oh, boss fight, yes.
Yeah, we're moving.
We're moving fast here.
Yeah. But that's something we worked a lot with developing this game. We wanted to be fast. Like we wanted to be metal and fast.
Bullet hell, I love it.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Oh, I just wanted to say, and this is also Michael Stanne again, who we heard in the tutorial. He's also performing some of the boss tracks.
Exactly.
Again, tracks have been composed by Two Feathers. Fantastic, absolutely amazing original soundtrack. I love it. I really love it. Is this going well?
I hope so.
Yeah, well. By the time I would already be out of like all green sticks crystals, they would all be gone by now already. That was a perfect reload. I saw that.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I'm starting to lean here.
You're really getting into it, like though. But that's the thing. You really have to experience the game. Like there's one point in time where you're just getting so much into the zone that everything just clicks. Like
exactly.
No pun intended, actually, with the clicks, or maybe a little bit of a pun intended. But it's just everything just comes together. It's just like you're in that zone. Oh no, it's a stalker.
Yeah, but I got the.
Oh, you got the ult. Ooh, the sword is super powerful.
Yeah, it has its own solo, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're working with metal here, you need a solo.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got another ultimate chained up already.
Yeah, so when you're at 16x, not only are you dealing more damage, I think your ultimates recharge faster. So the more you perform on beat, the more mayhem.
It is very rewarding if you perform well. Yes, if you perform on beat. That was a nice dodge, I saw that. Like mistakes are about to be made, and then he's like he's dodging it. Whoa!
Yeah, that was not
nice.
True.
Oh! You got really shredded there in the end, though. That was actually kind of lucky. Yeah. Awesome, very cool.
Yeah.
So the thing is also like, let's talk a little bit about replayability.
Exactly. So after you clear one of these levels and fight, like if you have defeated the boss in that level, you'll unlock a bunch of...
Can I just say you still didn't beat my score on that? He didn't beat my score on the leaderboard, just saying.
But you'll unlock 3 torments, and if you clear like those torments, they change the rules slightly. There's one torment where for each kill you do, you will retrieve a new weapon, or will change the weapon for you, and that will just like force you to stay on your feet and defeat enemies. And if you clear that out, you will be able to unlock a sigil, which it will augment your gameplay.
So it gives you a little bit of a buff.
Exactly.
And you can choose, right? Like for example, if you have like 3 cards, 3 torments, and you choose, you can also click on one and then you see what kind of sigil you get as a prize, basically. So
and that sigil you can then use in the loadout for the further levels.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of replayability options, and also the option to get higher on those leaderboards, right? And again, challenge Adam. Challenge Adam. We're going to do the whole high score thing, though. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So again, the demo is available right now. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. We have a Discord. Follow us on our socials as well, and we'd love to hear from you. Absolutely, 100%. Thank you so much for joining us for this stream. We really appreciate it. And
it was awesome. Thank you all.
Have a great day. Bye.